Hey, I'm here in a field in the Irish countryside. It's a little bit overcast today, and in this video I'm going to share with you exactly how to make 20,000 or more per month without selling anything. So this is a really counterintuitive approach to making money as a coach, creator, consultant, and I've really just been blown away with how effective it's been for me. I kind of accidentally stumbled upon this. I call it the organic attraction method. And I basically threw away all of the rule books from all of the gurus telling you this, that, and the other. I don't do any scripting, I don't do any editing really. And I just kind of show up as myself. And the result of that is that people are queuing up to work with me, to the point where over the last month, I've made more money than I've ever made. I've had to turn away a lot of people because there's just been so much interest because I've been using this new approach. And in this video, I just want to share with you how you can do this for yourself so that you can have more fun. You can focus on creating, servicing your clients, doing the things that you enjoy. So you can charge a higher premium for your services and also just have more aligned clients coming to you. Because the method of pushing and chasing and outreach that might get you to 5 or 10,000 a month, it's not really sustainable if you want to push beyond that. And I know personally, I just didn't really enjoy that process. And as well, like all of the kind of fake copywriting scarcity, all these scripted videos where people's inflection goes like through the roof. They're like, I was shocked with what happened next. I couldn't believe it. And then there's not even any payoff to it. It's just copywriting jargon, and it's just gross. I don't like it. So I don't do that. I don't have a landing page. I don't have a website. It's actually very difficult to find out how to work with me. And even still, I have lots of clients coming to me. So it's just a really cool, fun, counterintuitive approach. And this is something that I've been helping a lot of other creators implement as well. And it's just really awesome to see how quickly the results start coming in when you just actually embody your own self, your aligned state of being, and bring that into your business. Because all of this other stuff that's swirling around the internet, it's just not real, and it's not aligned for so many people that I've been working with and speaking to. So I want to jump inside now and share with you on the whiteboard how this organic attraction method actually works, so you can visualize it a little bit better and implement it into your own business so that you can spend more time doing the things you want to be doing, like creating, pursuing your interests, expressing yourself, working with your clients, and less time doing all of the weird mental gymnastics of marketing tactics that don't even work. So let's go in and I'll show you. Let's start where we ought to start, which is the offer and the content. I'm going to put them in the same bucket because you'll see why now in a moment. So what I used to do, which was very bad, and what a lot of people are doing, is I would have the content looking like this, and then I would have the offer looking like this. So they were disconnected, okay? And that's a big problem because people might come to your content, but when it comes to actually earning a living, you need to sell something. So if people are coming to your content for one thing, and the thing that you sell is actually not related to the content, then there's an issue. So rather than doing this, what we want to do is we want to have our content here and then our offer here. So our content is actually a part of our offer. And when you do this, it makes everything easier because clients come to the offer because they've come to the content, which helps them. They had a problem, the content solved the problem, and then the offer is just an extension of that. So in a sense, the content could solve the problem for somebody. But if they wanted more help, if they wanted hands-on support, if they wanted additional step-by-step guides or resources, that's where the offer comes in. So your offer becomes the logical next step for people that are watching your content. And when you do this, it makes it so easy to attract clients because they literally are knocking on your door. They're knocking your door down. And the other way of just making content and hoping something works, it does not work, is all I can say from years of experience of doing that and from observing and fixing this problem for a lot of creators that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers and viewers, and they can't sell anything because this part is just it's not there. It's not happening. So once you have realized the importance of congruence between the content and the offer, it's time to start looking at yourself in a different way. And that's where we get on to the value creator. So in YouTube, there's a sea of people, and they're all competing for attention. A lot of people, you might have noticed this, they'll open up their videos in the same way. They'll have like a zoom, and then they'll say some rhetorical question trying to press on your pain points and make it feel like they're speaking to you. And I think that's a bit weird. I think it's unnatural, and I don't like doing it. So I don't do it. So what do I do instead? And what can you do instead, more importantly? Well, you could just say, fuck that, and do your own thing. So this is where we lean on your uniqueness, because in a sea of the people being the same, we want to stand out. And the best way to stand out is to go against the grain in this day and age, because there's too many people doing the same thing. And this is really fun for you because it means you don't have to learn scripts that you don't want to learn. It means you don't have to try to be like somebody else. And it also means that you just can't be competed with because you are you. I am me. So that's why I show up the way that I do, with messy hair and a big beard in a garden, because it's simple and no one else is doing it that way. And certainly no one else is chatting the way that I do with my accent and my chill, just whatever, you know? I'm conveying my ideas in my way. And you have your variation of that. So it's about taking your experience, taking your expertise, and just communicating it in your way. That is what is going to attract people. Not some sleazy, weird, wonky sales copy that no one ever talks like in real life, because that is just silly. We're talking about organic attraction. And how can you attract people organically if you're showing up like a processed piece of spam? That's some ham thing, I think. Or it's like a pork product. I don't even know there's meat in it. You know what I mean? It's gross. So we are talking about being a value creator. We're talking about being unique, being an individual. Some call it a niche of one. But ultimately what you're doing is you're just being you and presenting your experience, your ideas, and with the rest of this, that will attract clients, and that is going to command a bigger fee as well for the work that you do. So next up we have story selling, which is the engine that powers the rest of this entire machine. And this is so powerful, and this is how I managed to turn one video into 22,000 US. No, actually that's euros. So just over 24, I think. I don't know what the conversion is today. One video made quite a lot of money, is the point. And that's because of story selling. And this is just so powerful because it's real, it's honest, and all you need to do is recount your experience, your expertise, the things that have worked for you as it relates to the offer. So we're remembering the previous steps. And you just weave in your credibility, your success stories, case studies and whatnot in an interesting, relatable way, because that's how humans converse. You ought to be conversing with the camera as if it's a person. And when you do this, you don't even have to try and sell anything, because Your story has sold everything for you. And now all you need to do is figure out some way for a person to get in contact with you and give you their money. And that is the power of storytelling. You build really deep relationships with people because you're just being a human to another human. And this is something just this morning, actually, a fellow I was chatting to in my community, he said that he had just booked 5 calls next week, purely because he was just having normal conversations with people rather than trying to build some fancy sales funnel. You don't need it. Honestly, you don't need a sales funnel. So that is the power of story selling. So sell your story, let people buy you. And that leads us on then to the final point, which is aligned marketing. So marketing is something that a lot of people get scared of. You know, they say, "Oh, I love working with people, but I hate marketing." Well, what if I told you you could love marketing and you could love working with people? Because that's what aligned marketing is all about. You don't have to hate certain parts of your business. You just need to align the parts of your business to your unique way of life enjoyment and what you want to get out of it. So the way you do this with marketing, it's pretty simple. So when you have your offer and your content clear in your mind, like what is the offer, what content drives people to that offer, aligned marketing is just about being mindful for, let's say, a period of time as to what specific content are you going to create that is super aligned in this moment to that offer. So we're talking about creating, let's say, 4 videos over 4 weeks that is particularly focused on solving the problem that your offer solves. And when you do this, you are educating people, which means you're building trust. You're also just giving them a little bit of time to warm up to you. And I can guarantee you, by the end of 4 weeks, if you've been providing value and there's been people enjoying your videos, you are going to sell your offer like hotcakes. Because there's always going to be someone who wants to fast track their progress. They want quicker results. They want to speak to you directly and get your advice and feedback on their situations. They want your implementation. And if you use aligned marketing in this way, you just make everything easier. When it comes to actually onboarding a client, you don't have to do this hard sell. In fact, they'll literally say, "Hey, look, I love your stuff. I want to work with you. How much is it?" You tell them how much it is. They're in. That's what happens when you go through this protocol, because you are leading with value the entire time. You are clear on the problems of your prospects. And because of that, you're just adding value to their life, adding value to their life, adding value. And then eventually, the natural nature, that doesn't make sense. The nature of abundance is that it just comes back. If you give out value, you get value back. So you've been given value, let's say for 4 weeks over an aligned marketing cycle, authentic, honest communication, sharing value. What's going to happen? It's going to come back to you. And that is exactly how you can make one video and generate a ton of leads, high quality leads, by the way, because if you're following these other steps, that's just what happens. It's just high quality audience members. It leads to high quality customers. And that means, of course, you can charge a premium for that as well. So that is the organic attraction method, which, in my opinion, is the best way to build a business that works for you rather than you having to work for the business. And I've not had any capacity for the last, I think, 7 months for private clients, just because I've been focusing on my group mentorship. But I'm finally opening up spots for serious creators, experts, and coaches that want to hit 20K months. So this is an opportunity for me to hold your hand and implement this into your business so that you're left with a business that basically sells for you while you just focus on the fun, creative, flowy bits that you love doing. And yeah, to me, this was always a dream, and it's kind of hard to believe that I've arrived at this point. So if you want to share in that experience as well, then I'm taking on a few people to help out with that. And yeah, I'm pretty selective, so there'll be an opportunity for you to apply to book a call in the description. So I only work with good fits there, so you can submit your application and we can have a conversation. And that rhymed, which is pretty cool. Submit your application, we can have a conversation, and if I think that it will be a win-win scenario for both of us, then I'd love to work with you. So check that out. In any case, I'll see you in the next video. And if you're interested in learning more from me, as if this video wasn't enough, you can watch this video here next. I think you'll find it helpful. All right, have a good one.